So I had to order new tires because my front went out after a few high-speed runs. I ordered it from sportbiketracker.com. Got it like 2 days later. It's like Amazon Prime status. If you guys go in the description and click the link and let them know that I sent you there, check out their stuff. They're super awesome. Everybody there is super cool. If you could do that for me, I would really appreciate it. And maybe I'll do a wheelie for you or something. There you go. Hope that was good enough for you. Fucking car was in front of me on the curb, so couldn't really go any farther. But so the other day I went out with my buddy who's got the ZX10. You've probably seen a few videos on my channel with him. Chad02, something like that. I don't know how to say it. But anyway, I went out with him and we were out on some back roads just screwing around, and we just wanted to do a few high-speed runs. So we went to this really long straight road, the one that I filmed like the 177 video on, and we were doing that, and we did probably 3 or 4 passes, and so we were doing that, and everything's cool. We got the camera set up, we're fucking around, and we're going like 150, 160 back and forth a few times. And so the last run, we did it again, and after it was done, we'd slowed down, everything was good, and then we came up to we were on the way home, and we come up to a corner, right? And so he went in the corner kind of aggressively, so I'm like, oh, okay, like I'll follow you and I'll do the same thing. So I go into the corner, and everything just feels completely wrong. Like I'm just like, I get out of the corner, I'm like, wow, like my body positioning on that must have just been insanely screwed up, because that did not feel right at all. So there's another curve, and I'm like, okay. And so I set up correctly, and I go into it, and like after the initial like go into it, I was like, this something's wrong. Like it's not my body. This is not right. And so I went ahead. So I was like, this is not right. Something's wrong. So we get up to a stoplight, and I get to the stoplight, and we stop, and I'm just like, looking at my bike, what is going on? And I can't turn my front handlebars. So I'm sitting there, and I'm just like what is up? Like this is not, like, is my front tire low? Like is it low? Like what is going on? So we pull off the road, and I look at it, and I can press this tire all the way in. It's just like whoop whoop. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And I've never had a flat tire on my bike ever. So I have no idea what the issue is. So I'm like, okay, well, we got to get it somewhere. I'm like, do I take it to the dealership and just leave it there overnight until they open? I'm like, oh crap, it's Sunday. Like they aren't even going to be there till Tuesday. So like, I don't want to leave my bike outside for that long. So I'm like, hey, like Chad, like, can you go to the gas station real quick and see if they've got air there? And most of the gas stations around here actually take the air away in the winter because it gets so cold. So usually they just bring those inside, and they don't even have it out. But luckily, this Casey's gas station still had it there. So, or they had brought it out. Either way. But so he calls me after he gets there and check. He's like, yeah, they got air here. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I like limp the bike there. I'm going like 15 miles an hour, like a 40, and everybody's passing me. Like, what is this guy doing? And I never go slow. I don't want to, except for now I'm getting passed because I'm like multitasking. But I don't like to be the one that's getting passed, like ever, right? So I go to this gas station, and I don't have a tire gauge on me or anything. So I'm like, okay, sweet. So there's this guy in front of me getting there. So I'm like, hey, like, can I borrow your tire gauge real quick? He's like, yeah, like, you got a sec, because I'm about to leave. I'm like, okay, cool. So I get this tire pressure gauge, and I put it on the tire, and the front tire reads like 13 psi. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? What? And so I'm like, okay. Like, he's like, all right, dude, I gotta go. I'm like, okay, here you go. So I no longer have an idea of how much air I can put in this tire. So I just put air in it. So I'm like, okay. Like, I start putting air in it. I'm like, okay. Like, it's kind of hard. Like, I could probably put a little more in it. And so I put a little bit more air in it. I'm like, okay, like, that should probably be all right. So we get enough air in it, and then I take it back to my buddy's house. And then he's got his tire stuff there. So we get that out. And we put the pressure on it, right? And we check the pressure, and it says 72 psi. I'm like, are you? Now I overfilled it? Like, oh my god! Like, so we let all the air out and let it go to like, we bring it all the way down to like 40, just in case it keeps leaking. I can still get it home. And so we bring it down to 40. And then we go in his house for a couple hours or whatever, and I come out, and it's leaked like 4 psi. So now it's down to like 36. I'm like, wow, like now I'm gonna have to buy new tires. Like, these tires have good tread left right now. Like, I seriously gotta buy new tires already? Because that's like the worst part about buying a bike, is buying tires. Like, that's the worst part. And so I buy tires from sportbiketractor.com. I get them like 2 days later, and the day I get them, I go out and I check the tire pressure, and it's reading 36. I'm like, I am so beyond confused right now with my tire. And so I've been riding on the same tires for now a week, and it's holding air correctly. So I have no idea if the tire just somehow slipped off the bead, and then me riding it / overfilling it, like overfilling the tire 2.5 times it should have been, put it back on the bead. Like, I have no idea what happened. Have you guys ever had anything like this happen before? Because I definitely have not. The whole having a flat tire is new to me. So if you have any idea possibly what that could have been, you should let me know. And now I'm kind of playing this game like, do I stay on this tire? Because it hasn't happened yet. Like, it hasn't lost its air yet. But then every time I'm about to go into court, I'm like, every time I do something questionable, I guess you could say, I'm like, well, should I do it? I'm like, I don't know. And not trusting tires is kind of like the worst thing, the worst feeling. So I don't know. I'll probably end up getting them replaced, or not replaced, but get the new tires put on here soon, just for the peace of mind, because I don't like not knowing for sure that there's not a hole there. I mean, I did the whole, like, I sprayed it down with the soapy water. I did that. I looked for air bubbles, and there was nothing. There was nothing on these tires anywhere. So I don't know if the hole is just so small or if it fell off the bead. Like, no idea what happened. But anyway, kind of weird. Anyway, if you've made it this far into the video, feel free to give me a like or a dislike, whatever you would like. And until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later!